All right, move on. Michigan Villanova, another challenge. That's the thing about these Sweet 16 games, man. You could sit here and make a case on either side. So here's Michigan. You can give me the updated live line. Should be what, Michigan +5 at this point against Villanova.
5-135. All right.
Yeah.
That other total was 155. And this one in San Antonio between Michigan and Nova is 5-135. No movement from the opener. There's one or two 135.5.
Okay, so it's two contrasting styles. The first game we just talked about, both teams want to get up in transition. These two teams are opposite. You're talking about two of the slowest teams nationally when it comes to possessions per game. Villanova, 342nd out of 358 in possessions per game. Michigan down in the 258 range. So two teams that aren't, I mean, you might want to look at the under just right out of the gate, right? 130.
Yeah.
What'd you say? 135?
135.
I might take a look at that as we go. Villanova has not shot it well from three away from home. That's one of the challenges the Wildcats have here. Colin Gillespie, just 2 of 9 from three in the last game. We know that Villanova goes as Gillespie goes, and Villanova's not going to play a real deep bench here. I like the metrics with Villanova. I like the experience with Villanova. I love the coaching matchup with Jay Wright in Villanova. But I think I might be leaning Michigan in the points in this one. Dave, am I nuts? Am I nuts here?
I mean, so Michigan was the team that nobody thought should be in from the Big Ten.
Yep.
Nobody thought would win a game in the Big Dance after getting in for the Big Ten. The Big Ten has two teams out of 9 that got in that are still playing, Michigan and Purdue. Okay. I like Villanova a lot. I mean, like, really, like, everything they do is built for this thing, right? The guards, the seniors, they make their foul shots. They have a guy who's won it with Jay Wright. It's all there. The line against Ohio State in round 2 was 5. Villanova won by 10. Michigan, it's the same number. I don't understand it. I mean, because you would think that I mean, we could look similar opponents, similar type of results, comparing Michigan and Ohio State, and come up to the same conclusion. It's Villanova. That was one of my favorite games on Sunday. This is one of my favorite games on Thursday or Friday. Is Villanova minus the points. I think they're advancing. The only way you get caught is if, the number falls within and Michigan covers. I don't think would you be shocked, not shocked, surprised, very surprised if Michigan won this basketball game?
No.
Where do they have the advantage?
They have a massive advantage inside with Dickinson at 7'1", a very skilled big. Villanova doesn't come close to having the size. Let me go down the key contributors for Villanova. I talked about that short bench. 6'3", 6'4", 6'7", 6'8", 6'4", 6'5", 6'7". What do they do with Dickinson down low, who can also step out? But in this game, I park Dickinson down low and say, okay, come get him. Get him. How you going to stop this?
So Michigan's going for 2s. They're going to throw it to him a lot. Does the offense go through him enough that he's going to, does he have to do more than he normally does for them to win this basketball game?
No, I mean, he's their most used player offensively, has one of the top 100 offensive ratings in the country for individual players based on. So when KenPom does this, there's 2,200 players he rates. Dickinson is a top 100 player when it comes to offensive ratings. So no, he's their guy. That's who they like to use. And he's got a massive matchup advantage in this one. Listen, I'm with you. I like Villanova a lot. I mean, they fit all the metrics. They have everything, as we just said, the experience, the coaching, the players. I get all of that. But if you're going to give me 5 points on a Michigan team that no one thought would be here and is coming off a win over what was supposed to be a very good Colorado State team, what everybody talking Tennessee, and here comes Michigan. I mean, remember, Michigan, and this was clearly inflated some, but they were a top 10 team preseason. So there were high expectations on this team.
True.
There's talent there. Do they get back Devontae Jones? Remember, they won those 2 games without their starting point guard. He should be back in the mix. That's a boost to this team. I mean, I'm with you. I went into this thinking Villanova. I have not played this, but I think I'm leaning Michigan +5 here.
How hard is it And you know, because you've been there, you saw the team go from, the round of 64 to the Sweet 16 and travel and do it again. When you guys did it with West Virginia, did you come home and, spend 2 days as, BMOCs and everything on campus and then go back to the new venue? How much of that momentum that we all hear about carries over for Michigan? Because that was really a successful weekend. They took down Tennessee. That was one of the biggest book wins all tournament so far. There was like a 90% of the people were on Tennessee -6, 6.5, and Michigan wins outright. How much of that momentum carries over, Bial?
Yeah, it depends. I've done it both ways. I've gone straight from the venue when you win the first 2 games and fly out to the next location and you don't come home. I've also come home. Some of it just depends on where you're based, where you were, and where you're going. And I've seen it both ways. I've seen that momentum carry over. And I was part of a West Virginia team in '98 that won 2 games, including a massive upset on a nearly last second shot. There was like 2 seconds remaining against, ironically, against Bob Huggins, who's now the West Virginia coach, when he was at Cincinnati with a loaded team. West Virginia beat them in Boise on a Jared West shot, unexpected. We hopped on a plane, flew straight to Anaheim, one of the best trips of my life. You talk about an unexpected win. And that was one of those situations where you're a 10 seed and you probably think the slipper doesn't fit moving forward, but lo and behold, it does. You can keep moving on and keep playing well. Now, West Virginia ended up losing, but played very well against a Utah team that went on to, I think, win the national championship there, or finished second, at least played in the national championship game. Other games where the momentum does end. And that's what we'll get to St. Peter's. That's where I'm a little bit concerned about St. Peter's is they're such a Cinderella. I mean, there's a couple kinds of Cinderella. Michigan is based on seed. Nobody's calling Michigan Cinderella, Dave, right? I mean, that's as big a brand as you get. That's a team last year that was within a basket of being in the Final Four. They took UCLA right to the wire. So this, again, preseason top 10, this is a group that's a Cinderella by seed only. But if this is a team that has figured itself out here late and with that big matchup advantage, to me, this is Hunter Dickinson. If he's good, Michigan covers this and may win it outright. I think I might have to make a Michigan play. I don't like going against you. I don't like going against where you're at. And I love Villanova, and I think I have Villanova in my bracket. I might have just talked myself into Michigan here.
You really did. I know people listening and watching the show are also thinking the same thing. You actually got me on pause, and Villanova was one of my favorite sides going into doing this show. So good job on you. We'll have to watch and wait and see.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click on another video right here on the screen. And if you really liked it, consider subscribing below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.